It's funny, Sydney 2000 was triathlon's first ever Olympics, and it was so different to the Athens 2004 Olympic team. We were, the hype and the build-up, we were the first race at Sydney Olympics, and it was all just too much. It was crazy. It was out of control, being your hometown, all the rest of it. And we're very much, sucking up the Olympic atmosphere in Sydney 2000. For Athens 2004 Olympics, for me, I knew it was my last Olympics, and I knew I wanted to win it. And the preparation was everything to me. And it's funny, I never really looked at it as an Olympics. I mean, being part of an Olympic team is obviously something special, and being in the Olympic Village and everything is great. But being triathlon, we stayed out of the Olympic Village. It was kept very normal, more like a triathlete's life than we were in the Olympic Village. So Athens was special because obviously I knew it was my last Olympics and I was trying to take it all in, but it wasn't really till after the race that I started to enjoy being part of the Olympic team. I was the best I was ever going to be, and I'd done the Lifetime Fitness Triathlon, I think maybe 2 months before Athens Olympics, and that was definitely the race of my life. Everything was spot on. I had a great swim bike run to beat the men and the women. And I had the cash in my pocket, which was fantastic. Going into the Olympics, it was sort of like, well, Olympics is awesome, but that cash is really going to do my house a lot of good back home. So I was pretty relaxed going into the Olympics, knowing that everything was great. I wasn't injured, my form was good, and all I had to do was perform and do what I do best. So we checked out the course, and that mother of a hill in Athens, and all the girls, a couple of days before when we had course practice, were going up and down this hill, and they could hardly get up it. And I sat there watching them for a minute, and I thought, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to show up on race day and smash the thing, I just didn't want it in my mind how hard it was. So I turned my back on all the girls that were struggling, and some of them weren't even making it up there. And, I went for a little run, a little swim along the waterfront, and I didn't think twice about it. And I'm so glad I did it, because race day, I smashed the swim. I went as hard as I could, just, smashed it. And there were a couple of girls sort of around me, but I didn't even think twice about them. I just jumped on my bike and I went, because I didn't want to wait for anyone. I wanted to see who would keep with me for that day, because I knew I was just going to, give it 110%. So I got to that hill, and there was one other girl, I think, that stayed with me, Sheila Torima from America. And I got up the hill, and I was thinking, well, that was pretty solid, and none of the other girls came with me. And I thought, well, okay, I can do this on my own, and I really did. I didn't care if Sheila was there or not. She hung on for most of it, and I think I dropped her with 1 or 2 laps to go and just went on my own. But you know what, I was definitely stronger than the girls on that hill, but I think a lot of it was mental. Oh yeah, the run. Well, I was never a runner, but after that bike ride, my legs were like jelly. It was hot, and I was loving it. I loved the run. I actually felt pretty comfortable the first lap. So in hindsight and looking back at the race, I was never going to go any faster when Kate Allen, ran through on the last few 100 meters. For me, I should have done the first lap harder. But, again, it's all hindsight. When Kate Allen pulled up to me, or I don't even think she pulled up to me, when she flew past me, there was not a lot running through my head. I just had to get to the finish line. And to be honest, when I crossed the finish line at silver medal, it was a huge relief. I had an Olympic medal.